Hi guys, welcome back to Coding 101, and in this video we will be talking about loops. So loops are basically ways in which you can repeat your code a set amount of times. So let's jump into an example. If you would like to maybe print a text, I'm going to say bang, and then you want to repeat that 3 times. So you might think maybe I'll just write this line 3 times and it will repeat whatever we want to do. And you're right, but this is probably not the most efficient way to do it, because there are going to be instances where you might want to repeat a piece of code maybe 100 times or 1,000 times. You don't want to be writing the same line 100,000 times. So the proper way to do it is actually using a for loop. So let's see how we actually do a for loop. We just type in for I in range. I'm going to do it 10 times this time. So 10 and then a colon, and just like the if loop, you're going to have to indent your code, and we'll just remove the rest. So we'll run this piece of code, and you can see with 2 lines we've actually repeated it 10 times. So we can put 100, 1,000, we can do it. I'm not gonna do it now, but we can actually put any amount of any number here. And let's take a look at this for statement we've just written here. And you might be wondering what this letter I means. So this letter I does not actually have to be I. It just has to be a valid identifier. So it actually can be something like number. And we can actually access this value here. And if I run this, you can see it outputs a number. So this variable here actually represents a number of length of 10. It starts at 0 by default and ends at 9. So it loops 10 times. If you want to maybe start the number at something else, you can actually do that. You can just put 1 and then comma, and it will end at whatever number is the second number, minus 1. So if you still want to run it 10 times, you can do range 1 comma 11, and it will run 1 to 10. So it runs 10 times, but it starts at 1 right now. And you can put another input, and this time we'll put maybe a step size, and I'm gonna put 12 instead. We're gonna run this. So in this case, this for loop actually runs every 2 times. So it starts at 1, then goes to 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, and then the next will be 13. So 13 is less than 12, so it stops at 11 there. So this is your for loop. So there's another loop that we call a while loop, and it's a little bit different. And let's just take a look at how we're going to do a while loop. First, I'm going to maybe put a variable called number, and let's just put maybe 12. So instead of for loop, you can just type while and say while number is greater than 12, or while number is greater than 1, I say, we're going to print this out. So okay, I'm not going to run this piece of code. The reason being is this is actually what we call an infinite loop. This will run all the time, because what a while loop does is that it will repeat a piece of code as long as this condition remains valid. So this condition actually remains valid because we're not really changing this number here. Number is not being changed. So it will always be greater than 12. So we will always loop this line of code. And you don't want any programs that run infinitely. So the way we do it is we create a termination condition. So we need to basically every time loop runs, you need to modify the value of number so that it will approach a situation where the condition is no longer valid. So the way we do it maybe is, since number is greater than 1, it will still run. We might want to decrease the number every time it loops. So I'm going to maybe decrease the number by 2 times every loop. So we can use the decrement operator, and we can do 2, and then we'll run that. So there you go, you can actually see it decrements 2 and then goes all the way down, and then once it becomes less than 1, it stops. So that's how you do a while loop. So why are there two different loops? There are actually two different use cases. You probably want to use a for loop if you know with certainty that uh, the number of times you want to repeat it. And a while loop, probably you would want to use it when you know there's a specific condition where you want to fire off something, and you know that condition will change in the future. So those are the two loops that I'm going to be talking about. And in the next video, I'll be talking about collection. So these are your list and your tuple data types, your group data types. And then I'll catch you in the next video, and I'll see you guys then.